making money through selling architectural models. So how do you do it? Well, today we speak to Mr. Andrew Lee, CEO and founder of Art Collections in Berhad, to find out how. I'm Ben Ibrahim, and let's go learn how to build a business, as this is Entrepreneur. Don't touch that remote control, because for the next 30 minutes or so, it's time to get inspired. It's entrepreneur time. And today, we're talking to Mr. Andrew Lee, CEO and founder of Art Collection Sinar Berhad. Andrew, thanks very much for being with us. Tell us about your business.
Okay, we are doing architecture's modeler. Yeah, we are model makers, and also we are doing souvenirs. We are set up in 1989. Of course, for the last 6 months, we started the business. It's quite tough, but the thing is what we provide to the clients. Our services, we're talking about accuracy, the punctuality, the deadlines. We met all the criteria, so the clients come back after the 6 months.
I've known Andrew for the past 10 years. He has started as a model maker, and his dream is to have his first outlet in Klang Valley. His first outlet in retail is in KLCG in the year 2000. He loved old heritage building from day one, and he always bring the camera along when he have time to take some beautiful photos in respective states in Malaysia.
So Andrew, when you first started this business, what were your initial challenges?
My challenges, I think it's a lot. Perhaps like compete with those brands in the market for the last 20 years, 25 years.
Established players.
Yeah, the establishments. You're talking we are new. Of course, we're getting a good team together. Also, is one of the challenges. And of course, our clients, they don't know us. I mean, developers, architects, consultants, they don't know us about Arch. So these are my challenges. But how to overcome all these? I think we have to provide a very good service for them. Then, of course, we have to meet their deadlines, their requirements. And then, of course, we have to service them from time to time without fail.
So how did you get clients? You're new, established players in the market for 20 years. So how did you win the business from prospective clients?
In order to win the business, of course, we have to give a very comparative quotation or proposal.
Pricing.
Pricing, yes. So initial pricings, of course, we must be below par, just in order to get the jobs done. So of course, when you see the whole models up, you see our services, our qualities products, then of course from there, they spread them out, they know us. From one project, we have 2 projects, from 2 projects, we have 40 projects the next 6 months.
Now, how about financial challenges? That's usually the toughest part. Did you have any when you first started?
I'm very lucky. I'm talking financials, but because those days, we're talking about 25 years ago, we set up the business, we did not need so much of finance. But of course, basically, we have some fund for ourselves to set up the business. We grow from organic. That means we keep money every month. So until a year or two, then we get monies up there, buy more technology products coming in to help us in order to do more better qualities, architecture's models. Go back to 10 years or 15 years ago, we need machine. Those days, use labor, use hand to cut the whole things up, but time change, we have to use machines. The machines, that's why I bought it from US. I flew all the way from KL to US to get the first machine into Malaysia. So everybody say this thing, Andrew, you are crazy. Are you sure you can pay this 100,000 USD for machines in order for you to do this business? I said, yes. We bought the first machines in Malaysia, but the next 3 months we make back everything. So after the next 3 months, we get another machines. Nowadays, we have 30 machines.
30 machines today?
Yeah.
And how much is a machine these days?
It's about 200,000. But of course, the technology is much better. They cut faster. Accuracy is there.
In a recent newspaper article, when you were interviewed, you said to the journalist, you were very, very lucky when you first started your business because your former employers were very good trainers. very good mentors. How did they teach you about this business, to run this business?
Officially, I think he doesn't teach me how to run the business, but he teach me how to complete a model, how to complete a task, yes.
Right.
I think from the task itself, we learn a lot. I mean, myself learned a lot of knowledge from him.
Walk us through the A to Z about completing a building task.
In order to complete architecture's models, a good model, a quality models, we must have a good quality drawings from the architects. Of course, software, coordination works. Then from there, once we got the drawing itself, we have to study the drawing in depth. You know, we have to think about a week or two to study carefully about the drawing before you start to draw into the system. I mean, into digitize into the computer. So when done the whole thing's up, then we use the machine to cut up the pieces out. When the pieces coming out, then you can see the skeletons of the models. From there, then we have to assemble one by one in order to make a building up. When you complete the whole things up, about 80%, of course, we have to invite the clients or the developer come and see and inspect. Any comments, any amendments, wherever, of course, all the times, they have amendment, they have changes. So these are the very tough tasks that we have to meet their requirements.
So very much the client service model.
Yeah.
Now, would you use this approach to teach your successor on how to run this business?
The same thing.
The same thing,
The
yeah?
same thing. I think everything is run the same thing. We have to follow the client's requirements. No matter how, I think this is very important. I think we learned from this one during the school times.
Now, let's just say, hypothetically, the client wants A, but it's wrong, and B is the right answer. How do you go about that?
We always propose A and B for them, or even a C to them. So of course we do a samples of A, do a sample B, and do a sample C for them. But we always give us suggestions of B if they want A. But I told them B will be much better than A. Then of course with the samples, with our knowledge, with our experience, I told them should be. If they still want A, we have no choice. We have to follow their instructions. From the point of view, I think clients or the developers or architects know that we at least propose something for them rather than just blindly listen to them.
Final question before we go for our first commercial break. If your son were to walk through the door in the next 20 years, because he's quite young, and say, "Dad, teach me everything about this business," how would you do it?
Yeah, I teach him, I think, from very, very young time. I told him about how the business run. I told him about Jimmy Choo, Prada. I told him about Coca-Cola's, all the brand. Where is the founder? You don't know the founder, but the business still grow until today, even 120 years ago. I told them everything must be got SOP. SOP part, that means every company have a system to run. Every department, head of the department, so they will know how to run the department. But only you are overlooking, and of course you have to keep thinking more, or you have to think ahead of your managers or your company or whatever.
Well, there you have it. Andrew said all you need is SOP. SOP. Standard operating procedure. If you have the right SOPs in place, you will run a very good, successful, and most importantly, a profitable business. We're just going to take a very short commercial break, but when we come back, speaking about profit, we're going to talk about your favorite subject, which is making money. How this business makes money. Don't go away. Stick with us right here on Entrepreneur.
Sedap, Syah Michael. Kongsilah teknik hebat awak.
Mula-mula saya kisah ramuan herba organik dan tambah sedikit perahan jus lemon. Dengan suhu sederhana, saya masukkan kacang buncis yang dikukus sempurna. Ayam pula dimasak dengan kombinasi teknik kukus grill panggang, kukus grill panggang, kukus. Dan
Panasonic Cooking Magic, peralatan yang berkualiti tinggi dan mudah digunakan.
Panasonic, ideas for life.
Perlumbaan menghadapi ketakutan. Siapakah yang akan mendahului? Ini adalah fear factor.
Di sebalik kelantangan di Parlimen, kesibukan seharian ahli Parlimen, antara khidmat kepada rakyat dan cita-cita politik.
Debat-debat kecil juga berlaku dalam Facebook.
Drama, tangisan, harapan.
Dengan media massa kita boleh menyampaikannya.
Ketahui catatan kehidupan seharian wakil rakyat.
Media sosial akan memainkan peranan penting.
Diary 3YB, setiap Selasa 9.30 malam, eksklusif di Astro Awani, berita segenap dimensi.
The building blocks needed to run a successful organization, and the most important building block is a monetization plan. Now, Andrew, this business is a concept. So how do you make money?
Our product is quite niche.
Very.
Very niche. So we have to sell with the concept. We have to sell with the ideas. We have to create the ideas in order for them to order more volume. Yes. We also create a lot of demands. For example, the client just want A. I say, no, you should get A+. So in these orders, of course, you get more pricing for this. We arrange from 5,000 to a few hundred thousands per project, per project. Normally, you're talking about the layout, the size of the base, the size of the model, the height of the models, the detailings of the models. So sometimes the client say that, okay, Andrew, I have a budget for you for 30,000. So of course, I will propose A for 30,000, I propose B another 40,000, and propose C for 50,000. But I told them between C and B and A. So which one you choose? Of course, C is much better, right? Because we have the technology, we have some enhancements of your models. From there, so we increase our volume, we increase our sales.
Andrew, tell us about what you've learned about pricing, because that's usually the most difficult part about being an entrepreneur. We live in Asia.
Yeah.
People want a discount.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as fixed price.
Yep.
So tell us what you've learned about pricing the products or services of your business. How do you fine-tune it? How do you get it right?
Normally, we don't tell about the price to them. And you know, in Asia, normally they ask for discount, they ask for further here and there, but never tell them about the price. We tell them about the qualities, we tell them about the products, the enhancement of the product, the details of the product, the quality of products. Then from there, we're talking about the price. When I fall in love with my proposal, I think for them to add another 20,000 or 100,000, I think it's not a big deal.
Let's talk about the balance sheet. What kind of expenses drive your cost up?
I think first of all, I'm talking about modern world, you're talking about technologies.
Talking about the whole thing.
Yeah.
The whole business.
Yeah, the whole business. Technologies is one of them. And of course, the concept, innovative products, that's the clients who buys your ideas. I think they doesn't mind pay you some extra if you have innovative products.
What about materials? How expensive are they?
I think the materials is not very costly for our natures of business. The most expensive thing is our innovations, our creativities, and of course, our ideas. That one is a cost, it's not the material cost.
Why is that side of the business so expensive?
Because we are selling different kind of products. It's not a standard products. We can be very creative, we can be very innovative in order to make the model impressive. In order to make them impressive, of course, we have to add more technologies, the whole things up, enhancements of the qualities of the whole things up. Then, of course, the motions of the models, because some models can have lightings, connected with iPad. You can touch screens, or these other things. These all will increase the price of the models,
So you're a man of SOP. Is there an SOP for being creative in this company?
SOP, sometimes it's just an SOP. Of course, you're talking about this company itself, we need innovative, we need creativity, so we have to change from time to time. I think we're never afraid to change, we're never ashamed to change things. Sometimes, of course, we have to stick to SOP, but sometimes we have to change.
Do you encourage that in your people?
Yes, of course. Every meetings we have let them, any things we have to change in order to improve the whole SOP.
Now, Andrew, tell us about the operational challenges that you face that stops you from making more money.
Sometimes I think I can feel that we are too slow. We are too slow. Yeah, our speed, our thinking, our explosions, I think we are slow. That's why I encourage my people, my team itself, make sure when you go overseas, get more knowledge, go to whatever related firm or companies that you can learn or see some products, you can learn them, bring it back here and then discuss and sharing all your ideas that you've been seeing or saw your things here, and then bring the ideas to the tables, then we discuss it.
Does it work, this exposure thing? I mean, a lot of people say, we've interviewed architects on the show before, and they said exactly the same thing.
For me, it really works. Every time I travel, I come back, so I have a whole list on my table. I table out to them, I just make sure that I share with them.
What kind of things?
What kind of things? Let's say I say this product is well, they're selling well in one of the museums. You know, why you cannot have these products into our store?
The best thing working with Andrew, I would say, is getting to know new things every day. Because Andrew is a man full of ideas. He's never exhaustive with his ideas. And so every time he comes back from a certain place, a certain country, he always shares his thoughts and his ideas with us. His ideas are different from the rest. Say he's a very creative person. His ideas are very innovative, very well thought of, and we make full use of his ideas in our everyday working life.
Now Andrew, you first set up this business in 1989, 2 years after a financial recession. What did you learn during that time in terms of running and setting up a business?
During the financial crisis, 1984, I think 1984 to 1986, I think we have a financial crisis in Malaysia, so overall in Asia. Those days I think I still apprentice, but I learned a lot of them from my mentors that don't stay business only in Malaysia, you have to go worldwide. I think this is a fact. That's why Arch is going to go worldwide.
Now let's just say another recession, God forbid, happen in another 3 years' time. How would you prepare your business to be recession-proof?
I don't expect another 3 years' time. I expect any times will coming. So the thing is, we always well prepared for that. So we diversify our range of our products, not only those for professional like architects or consultants that love our products. I mean, for tourists, they also love our products. I think tourist industry is a major industry for Malaysia, especially we are one of the top 10 visited countries in the world. So I think tourism industry is up and coming for me.
And final question before we go for our second commercial break. What's your advice for our viewers? Maintaining a good quality product but not cutting cost at the same time.
You must be very creative. You must be very innovative. Don't only use the same materials to do your products. You can use others materials. Look for technologies, look for better person that you can think much better. You must share the things with your friends, your colleagues. From there, I think you can get a lot of opinions. I think fair enough, I mean, we have differences in opinions, but when the chairs you put in the tables, I think we listen to the majority. Just an example, okay, sometimes I'm too passionate of my products. So I thought that this product will sell well. I will table on my tables, I told my managers, everyone come in and share with me. If out of the 60% they say no, then I have to follow the instructions because I think they know well of the company too.
The first business learning tip today, SOP, Standard Operating Procedure. The second business tip, according to Andrew, share. Share with your colleagues, share with your subordinates. If they criticize you, don't take it personally because it's all about profit and it's all about good business. We're just going to take another short commercial break right here on Entrepreneur, but when we come back, we're going to learn how Andrew intends to grow the business and diversify the business. The stuff and dreams of every entrepreneur. Stick with us right here on Entrepreneur. Don't go away. Get that cup of coffee, get that biscuit, and then come back and let's learn more.
Setiap Rabu, Saksi Mata, program yang mengisahkan tentang kehidupan dan kerjaya masyarakat untuk menampung kehidupan seharian.
Ini adalah cara kita orang nak perjuangkan mimpi kita orang.
Setiap Rabu, 8.30 malam, Saksi Mata, hanya di Astro Awani, berita segenap dimensi.
Can we have a kid? We have explored every medical option. You heard what the doctor said. We're moving on.
Honey! There's something you need to see.
Hi, there's something you need to know about me.
This isn't gonna work, is it?
No. I decided that he'd be treated like a normal kid.
Yes!
You know that he's different. Yeah, what I like about him.
The Odd Life of Timothy Green.
He's our something unexpected.
Untuk menempah saluran 481.
Do you grow a business organically, systemically, or do you just grow it? So how do you do it? let's ask our expert, Andrew. How is the best way to grow a business or your business?
I think there are many ways. How to do it? Of course, we are look for international markets. We are look for more clients, corporate clients. These are products. It's not only for the architect. It's not only for developers. Of course, we are talking about getting more tourists to come into our centers. We get more sales.
So what are the challenges in trying to grow a business? Winning international clientele is never easy.
Basically, of course, it's not easy. But of course, we follow the governments. We have government bodies like Matrix, Kaya Nikah. We follow them. I think they are great bodies for Malaysia to promote Malaysian products to overseas. We got help from them. We go exhibitions, we went for expo, these are things. From there, we get a lot of new clients, especially international clients. From there, we get a lot of feedback, and of course, we export to them.
So what countries or international countries are you servicing at the moment?
Now we are talking Middle East, of course, of talking Europe, America. This is our futures market.
So what's the difference between Malaysian clients and Middle Eastern and American clients in terms of demand?
I think the demands are most the same, but the thing is, what we make our products is based in one city, one heritage. Products we sell in Kuala Lumpur here, we sell Kuala Lumpur heritage. Dubai, of course, we sell Dubai heritage. Of course, in New York, we sell New York heritage.
So it's all in the heritage?
It's all heritage.
So how do you learn a country's heritage? It's not just about opening the history books.
Yeah, it's not. We have a really in-depth study of the architectures. Of course, books is one good reference. Of course, the internet is one good reference for them. Of course, some images provided by them, drawing provided by them. I think from then we can do a very great art pieces for them. Of course, we have to set a time frame and timeline for that. But we always think big, very big. We think ahead of everyone. We think ahead of our competitors. Of course, by the brand name Arch, we want to bring it to worldwide, to the big cities. Not only KL, of course, not Southeast Asia. We have to bring it to Europe, like Paris, like London, Tokyo, New York, LA. All products, all branding under branding Arch.
Apart from the usual mode of communications that you spoke about earlier through Martrade and anything else, are you relying on any other portals?
Yes, of course, we get a lot of contacts from, of course, from internet, so we get a lot of clients. We direct right to them, like British Museum, like LA Museum, talking Singapore Museum. We are right into them. Then, of course, we send some sample to them, make sure they love our products. From there, then we get an appointment, then we have to go them to see them.
Andrew, you mentioned earlier, one thing that you encourage your staff to do is to go overseas and learn and be inspired. How do you get inspired?
I inspire from many ways. I think books inspire me a lot. I read a lot of beautiful books. I'm talking about like personal books like Virginia Line's book, Starbucks books, how these founders create their brand name and go international. Starbucks is a very good example because every countries, every cities they go, they adapt their culture, they adapt their environments there. So the same goes to Arch. We have to adapt their culture, we adapt their lifestyle, adapt their motive. Let's say our products go to Dubai. We cannot do KL heritage there. We have to adapt their heritage. We have to adapt their culture. We adapt their lifestyle, their requirements. From there, I think Arch can be in Dubai forever. The biggest milestone, I think, we set up this Kuala Lumpur City Gallery. That's the center tells you about the past, the present, and the futures. What's the contents into the Kuala Lumpur City Gallery? That means, I think, the largest models that you can see of Kuala Lumpur. You can hear the news of Kuala Lumpur here building up 100 story, 80 story, 60 story, but they never have a single piece of models that you can see in real in Kuala Lumpur. That's, if you come to the centers, you can see the next 15 years how KL will be like, become a mega city.
And final question, the other M word. What's the biggest mistake that you've made in business, but it was a good mistake because it made you a better leader? It made you a better entrepreneur.
Okay, I think the biggest mistake is I kept all my ideas in my box. So it make the thing slow. If I really open up for the last 10 years, I think the Kuala Lumpur City Gallery been established for more than 10 years ago. This is my biggest mistake. But if I started 10 years ago, I think we are already matured. We already go international by the branding. We already arch. Kuala Lumpur City is not only in KL. Kuala Lumpur City will be in Penang City Gallery, will be in Malacca City Gallery, in Jakarta City Gallery, and of course all the towns of the world.
So in summary, Andrew says, if you have a really good idea, please do not keep it in your drawer. Make sure it happens. You know the good old saying of entrepreneurship, dream big, but dream now. If you do want to give us some feedback, as usual, on our Facebook Entrepreneur Astro Awani Facebook website, please log on to this site here and please give us some feedback, because Andrew says if you can't receive feedback, you shouldn't be in business. We'll catch you next week, folks. Don't forget, this is Entrepreneur, and have a great productive week. Okay, Andrew, quick personality quiz and no cutting. First question, favorite food?
My wife, Hainanese chicken rice.
Okay, I thought you were about to say your wife. Wow. Okay, second question, sports car or house?
Sports car.
Oh,
yep.
Okay. Why?
I have my house already. I need a sports car.
Okay. What is your favorite sports car?
Lamborghini.
Sorry?
Bentley, sorry.
So, okay, Lamborghini or Bentley? You're very picky.
Lamborghini.
Okay.
Okay.
Favorite holiday spot?
Japan.
Japan. Why Japan?
Beautiful countries, beautiful cultures. The mannerism is there.
Okay. Favorite book?
Oh, all kinds of books. Motivation books.
Okay, motivation books. Can you name one motivation book? Okay, you're reading too many books. It's okay at the moment. And final question: if you only had RM1 and 25 cents in your wallet, Malaysian, yeah, what would you do with it? Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Time is money. What would you do with it?
I buy drinks.
What drink?
Coke.
Coke. Okay. Hey, Coke's too expensive. Can? Okay, I'm just kidding. Coke is Coke. Okay.